20 years of Jonesy and Amanda. 20 years of these two in your ears. 20 years of Jonesy and Amanda. I can't believe they've lasted 20 years.
On the cutting room floor today.
Well, today is our final breakfast radio show ever. We are going to the drive hours next year from 3 to 6 p.m. nationally.
Yay.
But it was a big day for us. It's not the end of us, but it's an end of an era. And so we had our families here today. So we thought, why don't we, for the cutting room floor, have a chat with them?
Well, our children have been a big part of this journey, and you've got your sons in here.
I've got Liam and Jack.
Yeah. Well, I know their names.
Yeah, well, you're looking a bit perplexed.
No, look, because sometimes I say Jack and Liam. I like the dynamic. It's like, and that's no slight to you, Liam.
Normally you go the most important person first, don't you? So it would be
Jack
Liam and Jack.
It should be the Amanda and Jonesy show then. And from your side of the fence, we have your son Morgan, your daughter Romany.
Yes.
Keeping the theme of most important.
Yes.
And your younger son Dom had to go to work.
He had to go to work because he only works one day a week. And he said, I could take it off. And I said, no, mate, just please go to work.
Dreams are built one day at a time.
Go to work.
What kind of place is he working at, taking it off?
One of those establishments you would visit on a Friday that you don't want your mum to know about, mate.
Wave if you see Dom on stage. And also we've got the beautiful Zoe, Morgan's wife, and you've got your grandson.
Oh, look at him.
Brandon.
He's just sitting there.
He is the cutest little button, the nicest natured thing.
Someone's filled their nappy, Jack.
But 20 years for breakfast radio, you guys have pretty much grown up with us doing these hours. And how do you feel? I mean, did you miss out on anything because we weren't there?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be strange having you there in the mornings. I mean, my first day at school was recorded for the radio. It's going to be weird having you text me at 8:30 asking to go for coffee.
Yes, will you be able to? Mum, I'm working. Leave me alone.
Yeah, one day a week.
Yes, it'd be strange for you guys. Actually, I can go out to dinner in the middle of the week now. That's going to be a weird thing, isn't it? How we live our lives. I never go out during the week ever.
Yeah. Has your mum ever said something to either of you guys on the radio and you thought...
Don't ask about you.
Oh, yeah, I slipped Jonesy at 20 so I could bring this story up.
Which one?
But this one, I think I overreact. You know, now that I'm older, I look back on it and I do feel bad at my reaction where you spoke about, because I was the one that did the wrong. I'd left a very... old sandwich in my school backpack.
Excuse me, Jack, it was about 6 or 7 sandwiches.
Oh, 6, 7. Oh, jeez, don't bring us on.
No editing,
Exactly.
keep going.
I know. But, you know, and I said, can you not talk about that on the radio? And then as Dad and I were driving into school, you brought it up, and then I got on the blob and was, crying.
Yeah.
And
The
blob.
That's something else.
You went the blob. You didn't get on the blob. You don't want to...
I got the blob. Sorry.
You went the blob. It's okay.
Oh, God.
This was 8 weeks ago.
Jack
It's
isn't
been a big year for you,
transitioning,
Jack.
everyone. But how did you feel about that? Did you feel...
Not as good as I do now.
I remember with my kids, Romany always didn't like me talking about anything about her life. And one time we bagged her out about trombone playing, and it wasn't that bad.
But also, you didn't play the actual trombone playing. You played someone playing it terribly and pretended it was Romany.
Yeah, and I said, that's my daughter.
I was thinking about this the other day
I see.
because I still believe that it was actually me playing. And
And
I
it
remember sitting
wasn't.
there with my little book practicing and just hearing it and just crying.
Oh,
I was
see,
just
how
devastated.
we feel
laugh.
terrible.
So
Why-
traumatized.
Hey, and we always think, it's content, folks. This is what pays for your holidays. But really, I learned a valuable lesson from that day with you, Jack, when you on the blob. When I said, because I thought, I came home and I was so upset that you'd been upset. And I said, your home should be safe to do anything you want to do. But here's a list of things you've done that I'll be talking on the radio.
Morgs, you particularly, you went through a lot of it from various different radio stations right through the whole
We
thing.
played bits of your little baby voice on the radio.
Mummy's got big shoes. Hang on, I've got to get it. I've got to get it.
Of course you've
Every
got it ready.
birthday we play it.
Yep.
Have you got it there?
I'm going to, Morgs, there it is.
Watching your face type is frightening.
I don't
Every
know.
year I get this.
This just makes me happy.
And Mommy has got the big shoes.
Oh, it's adorable. How do your friends and co-workers feel when
Well, my wife luckily plays it for me as well, probably every fortnight.
Yes.
Just to remind me just how I sounded.
Yeah.
Obviously, the cuteness is kind of left my voice.
And there's more facial hair now.
Yeah, there's a little bit more facial hair since I was about 4 years old.
Oh, yeah, the kid was growing a better beard than me. I remember at 14. Yeah, this giant beard of bees.
Yeah,
Jealous.
It raised some eyebrows at school, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a bit of an odd look.
Yeah.
But we'd pay you off for all the times we exploited your lives by bringing you back maybe a cap with
Yeah.
Finding Nemo written
Yeah,
on
I
it.
got a Transformers backpack one year. I think that was the highlight.
Was that the best? Was that the best free merch
I
ever?
think so. It was like Christmas.
Yeah.
We'd always ask you when you'd come home, did you get anything from work today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Greedy pigs, you'd call us.
I remember Morgan one time saying, "I'm not Movie World again."
You bought my loyalties when you first came to WSFM back when it was WSFM by bringing home an original Xbox. And I think I was about 11 years old.
That's
I
a
think I was.
score.
Yeah. And then you know what happened? Morgan said to me, he said, "Can I get an Xbox?" And I said, "No, mate, you're not getting an Xbox." And he goes, "But everyone's going to get an Xbox." I went, "No, you're not getting an Xbox."
It was the biggest thing.
And then this actually was before I started his, when we were over at Triple M. And Andrew Denton and you did a thing called the rumour mill. And there was a rumour that the Xbox was running too slow. And Xbox were in arms and the sales guys going, Microsoft are going to pull the pin on all of this. So you have to go and do a make good broadcast from their headquarters. And I was the one that ended up doing it. Denton says it, but I'm the one that goes to the headquarters. So as I'm get there, the guy says, "Do you have an Xbox at home?" And I went,
No, it runs too slow.
And he said, "Well, you're going to have an Xbox." So gives me the Xbox. He goes, "Got any games?" And I went, "Well, no, because I don't have an Xbox." And he goes, "Well, you need this." So as I was in their headquarters for 4 hours, I got about 15 games, brand new Xbox. And then this is after I've said to Morgan, "You're not getting an Xbox."
It's like the year I said to Jack, "You can't get Anusol for Christmas."
Is it too late for you to bag out Rolex? I wouldn't get to head office.
It was,
Lamborghini's not been doing a lot lately.
but it is it's a privileged position to do this for kids. But having said that, there is a toll that you do pay. You know, the fact that we weren't there in the morning, you know, and particularly for you as a mum.
And with the school, I mean, this is where I'm so grateful to Harley for stepping up and taking on that role. As a family unit, we worked together to make sure that there was always someone the school could call, always someone ready to go. Her name, I think, was Olga. No, I'm joking.
We should make you start making us some school lunches to make
Should
up
I
for
do
the
it now?
time.
Now that you're 22 and 24.
But Harley
I'll
used
do
to
that.
make. He used to make the greatest sandwiches, and I remember him picking the mold out of the bread.
What did he call
One
it?
slice of ham and half a tub of butter. And
And he'd call it flavour patches. That was the mould on the bread.
I remember one time he said I was getting a little chubby and then I noticed a lot less butter on the sandwich. So that made it a bit better.
Because Helen, my wife, Morgan, and Don and Rome's mum, she would keep the home fires burning. But I'd find if I rang home in the morning, Rome, you'd say, "Mum's still asleep." And you'd hear this strangled, "I'm awake." And it'd be,
It's only 9 o'clock.
It was gold. We used to just watch cartoons. We had our own little time to ourselves. And then
She
Mum
said
would
you
wake
were
up
doing-
and we'd be like, "Oh no, we've got to get going now."
it's like she said you were doing homework and projects.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff. But, you know, it's a great journey, and I'm glad that we got to be here after all these years of 20 years of radio, and then we're here, and all you guys, our children, are here.
Yeah.
Except for Dominic, because he's the one day he's working.
But
this
you
week he's
still
working.
like us despite all of what we've just
Yes.
confessed to. And you're right, I couldn't go to the Mother's Day things at school because they were in the mornings. So I'm very grateful for the stuff that you put up with, and thank you.
That's good.
No, you've been a very, very good mum, and that's what your number one job has been somehow amongst all of this. which
Oh.
is-
yeah, and we're so proud of you
that's
for
She'll
everything.
go the blub. What's the weirdest thing your mum's ever done? As far as
Gave birth to this fella to my left, mate.
because does she ever done something that you've just gone, only my mum would do that? Like, didn't she sign a birthday card that said, "Thanks for listening"?
Mum did try and sneak into my luggage for a school trip a signed photo of herself.
As
and
a
then
joke?
Panicked, and then panicked because she realised someone might see it and
I
get
said,
the wrong
thanks
idea.
for listening was a photo of me in this really weird pose. And I thought it'd be funny. And then I had an anxiety attack and had to go through his bag and try and find it.
What about you kids with me? What have I done?
Oh,
I wouldn't have done anything.
What haven't you done?
I know Romany gets worried about the Rufus cat incident.
Oh, that is probably the most.
That's probably the top
infamous.
2 things you've done.
Probably the only time in my life I've gone, is he losing his mind?
What happened?
There was,
So-
there was a bit of concern.
So Rufus, the family cat, passed away. And
You didn't do it, did
no,
you?
no, been missing for some time.
My condolences.
It would have been better if he actually did
And
bring the end to the
One day my neighbour said, I think we've found your cat. And I went into the garden and their garden, and I knew it was Rufus because he had his tail lopped off from a previous injury. So I knew it was Rufus. Anyway, Jim, my neighbour, he was sitting there and he was saying, I said, that cat lived to the equivalent of 120 years of age, so it had a good life. And we were just talking about life events. He goes, if I ever get cancer or anything, just come in and conk me over the head with a brick. And I went, Jim, I don't think you need, because he's Greek. I said, you don't need to be so dramatic about
Put
this.
him in a shoebox.
And I said, look at Rufus. Rufus had this rich life. He met many people and he loved this life. And so I'm holding Rufus's corpse or bones thereof in my hands in the little, and I said, see, Rufus, be like Rufus, live a rich life. And he goes, you're right. And we had a hug in the driveway, and then I put all Rufus's bones in a little NBN box that was left over. And I went inside.
It was an Amazon box.
And Romany's making a toasted sandwich. And I came in, I'm not quite thinking it. I said,
Well, the problem was I wasn't a part of that context preamble hugging moment. So I'm making a smoothie before uni. You've run in going, Rome, like running down with this Amazon box. I'm thinking, early birthday present.
Oh.
And he's opened the box. It's Rufus, and it's his head just staring at me.
Happy birthday.
zero context.
Just zero context.
Just here's
It's
this-
his head. I found Rufus after 3 months. And then
So you didn't know the cat was dead?
I knew he had gone away to die, and we were all accepting of that. That was fine. You know, he had a great life, and we accepted that. But seeing his head, his skull.
It's like that scene from the film Seven.
Yes, it was exact. It was
What's
to
in
the
the
point,
box?
to the exact point. So I ended up running away and going, "You've gone mental." Like
you swore, you said, what are you fucking nuts? That's what you said.
Well, it was very
Sorry,
mental. Yeah, and then he had chased me with the box around the house.
No, and then I was trying to get...
No, but
No, but I was trying to get
no,
the vibe back because Jim really had this real epiphany about
But
life.
he's yelling, "Ooh, you weren't a part of the context." I'm going, no, it wasn't a part
You
of
weren't a part of the context. Jim wants me to hit him over the head with a brick.
And then the day after, hey, Romany, look at my new fur hat.
Anyway, that's it.
Oh, you've
The little
upset your
fella-
grandson.
my grandson's
Upset him.
Sorry,
It was
mate.
an upsetting story.
It was.
He wanted to see Rufus's bones.
Generational trauma.
It doesn't help that you brought the box in
Here's
today.
a box now, mate.
He thought he got a gift from Amazon.
You really need to throw that out.
Well, all I can say is thank you. Thank you, all of you kids. You've been part of this journey and you're going to be a part of our journey for much
And
longer.
I love that our families have
Yeah.
intermingled, as it were.
Yeah. What do you say?
You know,
dead
just
cat.
friends.
Is this Jack being on the blob?
We're going to have to record this again.
Yeah, we
Just swear
recorded.
as much as I can now so we can just
So they can't use it.
have to turn it around.
20 years of Jonesy and Amanda. 20 years of these two in your ears. 20 years of Jonesy and Amanda. I can't believe they've lasted 20 years.